How are you all, and welcome back to another video. My name is Kevin, and today we are doing another challenge video on Luck Be a Landlord. As always, we'll do it on floor number 1, and this is a nice easy challenge. It's just a no capsule challenge. I've tried it before. Rules are very simple. We can't take any capsules. We can still use the removal tokens and reroll tokens that we get from paying rent, but we can't take any capsules. So lucky capsules are out. Capsules of tedium are out, and yeah, it should be a fun run. A lot of the time, you get a lucky capsule and it'll define your run, so we won't be able to do that with this. But on the other hand, we're on floor number 1, so I'm hopeful that this is a challenge that we should be able to win easily enough. Let's pick up a mouse, and cultist is great. The only problem with cultist is you don't want to take, you're not able to take tedium capsules, but we already have 2 cultists, so as long as we get one more, they're at least decent for the late game, even if we don't find anything after that. We did make the 25 rent payment with 5 left over, 50 now due in 5 spins. I'm going to take the wolf because the worst thing would be to fail really early on, like at the 50 or the 100 mark, and because I think this run is already shaping up to be really good, I'm going to take an anchor. We have cultists, we have Quigley the wolf. Both of those items can kind of solo the game if you let them. Let's take a milk. And we made 19, so we should have no problem making next rent payment. I'm already going cultist, so I'm not going to go crab, and I'm not going to go goldfish or egg. Okay, here let's pick up, I guess we could pick up a toddler. It's still pretty early game, and toddlers are decent in the early game. We made the 50 rent payment with 36 left over, 100 now due in 6 spins. I'll take a Matryoshka doll because that will at least scale. And I'll take frying pan, I guess. Let's go with frying pan. Means we might pick up eggs. We don't want to go shiny pebble. I'll take a sapphire just because it's worth 2. Still decent enough at this stage. We have 4 turns to get 40, so that's not a problem. I'll pick up a coal. We're already making rent. Coal will give us a bit of late game scaling. I guess I don't mind picking up a key either. That has a bit of potential. 17 per turn. Another milk is okay. Okay, we're getting about 18 per turn. I'll take a cheese because we do have a mouse. We picked it up pretty early on. So we made the 100 rent payment with 43 left over. 150 now due in 6 spins. Shouldn't be a problem. We're already kind of making enough. We'll take a 5-sided dice. It's worth 3 on average, which is pretty decent. 5th ace would be really good if we are thinking of going diamonds or clubs, which I guess we could. It's still pretty early on. Checkered flag is also really good. We're going to go checkered flag over 5th ace, I think. Okay, I don't want another toddler, or let's pick up, of course, there's our 5th ace. Could have started it here. Okay, I don't want another mouse. I could take a ninja. We don't have any ninja, so I'll pick up a ninja. Don't mind having one. We might get ninja and mouse, which probably isn't worth keeping the mouse around. There's our 3rd cultist, so these are worth 3, so that's great. I can just, even if I don't get any more, I can just keep them late game and not worry too much. Okay, here let's take another milk. How are we doing? We're getting about 30 per turn. Made the 150 rent payment with 65 left over. That's not too bad. I did pick up checkered flag, yes, so I'll take a slot. It's just worth 3 on average. It's pretty decent. Here, I'll take a fish tank. And if we get 30 per turn, we should have no problem making rent. Yeah, 6 turns, 180. Yeah, no problem making rent. I will take a milk. We now have 21 symbols, so let's remove something. And I shall take out the flower. We probably won't be going flower on this build. We had a great flower run yesterday. We saw it, we just very early on the game was like, this is going to be a flower run. Definitely check it out if you haven't seen it already. We'll skip these. Okay, what are we going to get? We could get another owl, is worth like 1.5 now. It's still not great. Let's skip. Let's hold out for something better. We're doing pretty decent. Getting between 35. Goldfish is okay for the bowl. Okay, we're getting about 30, 35, something like that. We do have a toddler, so we could pick up a bubble for the toddler. If it doesn't get to it, it'll just remove itself, which will be fine. Made the 225 rent payment with 112 left over. 300 now due in 7 spins. Shouldn't be a problem. I'll take a void creature, and I don't really want Mori the Rabbit because I won't be going Rabbit Fluff. I could take Happy Hour. I could also take Tax Evasion. That makes specifically Magpies good, I think. This makes picking up wine decent, and Martini slightly better. I'll take Happy Hour. Depends if we're going beasts. We do have a bit of a beasts deck, but I also have a key. I'll take the safe. That's great. Get rid of that key from my deck. Here, I don't want any of these. Let's re-roll. Let's pick up a goldfish, I guess. And we now have our diamond, so that should knock us up to getting about 40 per turn, which isn't too bad. Let's re-roll this. Kind of hoping for, well, obviously a cultist, but not so bad. Yeah, about 40 per turn. Let's pick up a bubble. Okay, there goes our safe and our key. Not too bad at all. Don't want a billionaire, don't want any of these. So just hold out for something better. We could pick up a shiny. Do we want a chef? Do we have anything that be benefited by a chef? We have one cherry, which we probably want to get rid of. Let's skip it. Yeah, our Matryoshka doll is now giving us 4, which is pretty good. We made the 300 rent payment with 140 left over. We could do with a bit more scaling. And Apple is pretty decent though. And Rusty Gear, if we're going to go cultists, Rusty Gear I think is a must take. Already making these worth 6. Paying off already. Hex of Destruction we don't want. Egg, we do have Frying Pan. So maybe I should add 1 milk for egg. What else triggers Frying Pan? Cheese. We can't add milk or cheese. I could take a 5-sided dice. We have empties. 5-sided dice is worth 3 on average, so it's just worth taking. Anything which is worth 3 or better. I can take a candy just for the toddler because we do have an empty space. Okay, not so bad. We're getting about what, 50 or 60 per turn. Let's see, this turn is like a very average turn and we got about 50. That's great. Magpie, this is the one where if you have tax evasion and you have checkered flag, a magpie is worth 3 on average. Well, I don't think another cultist, and yeah, I think with that next cultist, we still need a slight amount of scaling, but the game is pretty much done. Skip this. This challenge turned out to be decent enough. I will remove that coin. We haven't even been... I was going to say we haven't even been offered a capsule, and I'm like, did I just blank out capsules and take one by accident? But no, I don't think we've even been offered a capsule yet in this challenge, making this challenge definitely not much of a challenge. We did make, what was that, 375. We made that rent payment with 211 left over. 425 now due in 8 spins. This, I think, would be our 3rd suit after we were offered, what were we offered? 50s. So we'd just about be hitting 3 with this, so probably a good thing we didn't take that. I will take Witch because I do have Apple. I don't want Lucky Cat. I will take Ninja Mouse because I have both a Ninja and a Mouse. And at this stage I'll get rid of the Toddler. It's probably a bit late for Toddler, which hits the Apple. It's not too bad. I don't want a 3-sided dice. How are we doing here? 50, 55 on average. It's not too bad. Let's skip. I should probably be using my rerolls here actually because commons are what I want. Elder Creature. Ooh, okay. Is Elder Creature a good idea? Problem is, do we have anything else going on with this run? We do have Quigley the Wolf. Elder Creature, we could get Elder Creature to be worth 4, 5. It'd be worth 9, but it'd be taken away like 16. I think I'm going to turn down Elder Creature. I don't think it's a good idea. Let's reroll. Yeah. If we had something else going on, I suppose we could go Wolves. If we'd gone Suits, and we had Suits and Cultists at this stage, I'd be like, yeah, let's Cultists have done enough. Let's take Elder Creature and kind of lean in on the Cultist. But Cultists are kind of the only thing going on. So unfortunately, as much as I like Elder Creature, we're going to turn it down. I do have a Goldfish Bowl, don't I? So we'll just take a Goldfish, add to it. We now have like another symbol giving us 3. It's pretty decent. Don't want another mouse. I know we have Ninja Mouse, but still not very good. Okay, 56. We made the 425 rent payment with 288 left over. 575 now due in 9 spins. Here's a moon. Could have done that on yesterday's run. We could have done with that on yesterday's run, I mean. We don't, well, we do have wolves, I guess. So the question is, do we want a moon or do we want a hex of tedium? Let's go with a hex of tedium because we do have witches. And lefty rabbit. I don't want lefty rabbit. Don't particularly want conveyor belt. Reroll could be decent. I think reroll turns it from 3 to 3.6 for a 5-sided dice on average. So it's pretty decent. It should give us an extra 1 per turn. We don't want lockbox. No, we don't. Let's just skip this. At this stage, the deck is pretty much set, so we're just going to be skipping things unless we pick up another symbol that gives us 3. Could take extra draining, but it's not great. Okay, 69 on that spin. That's not bad. Okay, 84. Yeah, it seems like we're already making in the 70s, so we should hit the last rent payment with a huge buffer, which means we'll probably make rent. So we can probably consider this game already won, to be honest. The only thing that could stop me from winning now is if I accidentally hit a capsule, which I've already failed one challenge because of that, and it was incredibly annoying, so let's be vigilant and make sure that doesn't happen again. And we'll skip this. We'll just do that by skipping most things we're offered, unless it's a cultist or a hexatedium. We made the 575 rent payment with 347 left over. 625 due in 9 spins. Here's our frozen fossil. This would be our second one. If we picked up 2, maybe it would be worth it. That'd be 2 given 9. Taken away. 2 frozen fossils probably would make it worth it. I'll take a martini because that will be worth 4. And I'll take a pool ball, I guess. Let's remove something because we've 21 symbols. We'll just get rid of that pearl. Okay, 91 on that turn. That's great. So we're already making enough to win the last rent payment, which is where you want to be. Yeah, cultists very, very strong. Definitely, I think definitely the most potential. If you're offered a cultist early on when you still have empties and the other 2 symbols aren't like great, it's definitely just worth taking. Amherst is pretty decent, but we've no scaling for it, so let's skip it. Okay, another cultist is great, and we'll just remove a symbol. Just remove this cherry. So we're doing pretty good. 87. I could take another 5-sided dice and remove this. Is there anything else worth 1? Just remove this anchor. Just slowly bringing up the average value of our symbols. 86. I mean, we've already won, so we don't really need to worry about it, but it's always good practice, I guess. 100. Take another goldfish for the bowl. This is now like having another symbol that's worth 4. Can't go wrong. And we're getting regularly 100, so 625. We made that with 482 left over. Pear is great. Sun is great. Cow is, well, I mean, not great for this deck, just great symbols in general. Cow actually wouldn't be the worst, but we don't need it. Moon is, again, not the worst. We only have 1 wolf though. I think witch is probably better. Let's take another witch. Let's pick up. Does witch work with rabbits? Where are you? No. So I'll take. Well, that's completely useless on floor 9. I'll just take this because it's uncommon. Let's remove. At this stage, I think it's probably the mouse. I know we have ninja mouse, but to be honest, that used to be worth 10 times as much, I think, and then it was pretty decent, and then they nerfed it a bit, and it's now what, 5, I think now. It was down to 4 and it was pretty bad. It's now up at 5, it's still pretty bad. Let's skip this. Okay, our average has actually gone down a little bit. We obviously just haven't been getting lucky with the rusty gear. We haven't broken 100 in a while. I wonder what was giving us that extra, like, just that little extra bit to go over 100. Who knows? Probably just a lucky witches hitting something. Let's skip, basically just skipping everything. There we go, lovely cat, that's worth 4. And we broke 100 with that one. Let's skip, it's not worth picking up another cat. Oh no, it's probably the 2 witches hitting the apple. That'll make a big difference. Lovely. All our cultists giving us 10. Can't go wrong. Cultists with rusty gear, just great combination. If you get that combination, if you get 3 cultists and rusty gear, you've probably already won. We made the 675 rent payment with 764 left over. 777 now due in 10 spins. Could pick up a dame, could pick up a geologist, could pick up a tomb. Tomb's actually not too bad since we have 2 witches. Clear sky. Being offered this again is great. Don't want anything here. I'll just take clear sky. I'm not going to use it, but maybe we'll be offered a moon. You never know. We already were, but okay, let's get rid of the cat. Even with 2 witches, it's not great. And let's get rid of this. Is worth 2. Is there anything else worth? Let's get rid of the ninja. We've already gotten rid of the mouse, so might as well get rid of the ninja as well. And we've already made rent, so we don't need to worry. Could have taken the void stone there. Probably should have. Sure, what can you do? I'll take an item capsule. Warrior rabbit. Alright. It's not going to make any effect. And oh, I took a capsule. Oh, that's the second challenge now. Second challenge that I failed due to that. One rule, and this is the simplest one. One rule, but wow. I should have just skipped everything. I already had the rent. I should have just skipped everything. That's very, very frustrating. Let's go back to the main menu. Let's start a new challenge. And we were all so close to it. So I've already spent 16 minutes on this. So I'll get one more run. But oh, twice now that's happened. Let's take an ore. Okay, let's try and put it out of our mind. Focus on and the last one was all cultists as well. Something about cultists. I think once I get enough cultists, it's like my brain turns off and I'm like, oh, this is one, so I don't need to think about anything. I could just go into autopilot. And like a lot of the time, picking on the capsule is the right thing to do, but still. Okay, do not take the wealthy capsule. And do I have a toddler? No, I don't. I could go. The frying pan is just so awkward. But let's give it a go. Let's see if we can pick up something to make it work. I'll take a coal. I'm pretty sure I will make enough rent. So picking up coal is pretty decent. I could also pick up a lockbox. Should be offered a key at some stage. I'll take a second coal. This is a bit risky now with the 100 rent payment, but I think we will make it. I'll take a 3-sided dice. And these will be really handy late game. We made the 50 rent payment with 19 left over. 100 now due in 6 spins, so we need about 15 per spin. Something like that. Can't take a wealthy capsule. I could go diamonds, sure. And bear, Ricky the Banana, shedding season. Let's go max with the bear, I guess. That makes bears pretty good to take. I'll take a milk for the cat. That should definitely help us make rent. We are making enough to make rent, so I'm definitely making a 100 rent payment. We could go with shiny pebble. Kind of stack the luck a little bit. Yeah, sure. Why not? Maybe we'll get a geologist. I don't want any of these. Let's skip these. Okay, 11 turns until our first diamond. We'll take a wolf, just because it's worth 2. We need to fill up these empties a little bit. And we made the 100 rent payment with 27 left over. 150 now due in 6 spins. So we need about 20 per spin. Don't particularly want a slot. Let's see if we can get something better. Bar soap I think is pretty good. And pink pepper is pretty good. Bar soap will just fill up our empties, so we don't need to worry too much about adding things like this. Skip these. We can kind of get a few spins where we're guaranteed decent amounts. I will take a rabbit, because that does eventually become worth it. Comes with a tree. And I'll take another coal. If we can get 3 diamonds, that'll help a lot in boosting up our late game earning potential. I have a lockbox, so I'll take a key. So I kind of need to do what I'm doing with these eggs. I already have a cat and a mouse, so it'll be tough for me to get an omelette. I suppose 2 eggs by themselves will turn into an omelette. Let's skip this. 22. We made the 150 rent payment with 33 left over. 227 now due in 7 spins. I'll take a bronze arrow and I'll take lint roller. Barrel of dwarfs is terrible. I'll take lint roller, it might come in handy. We might get shedding season and it'll occasionally give me some money. Okay, we should get our first 2 diamonds, that'll help out a lot. I'll take a peach. We'll get our first diamond just before rent. Will we get enough before rent? That's the question. Okay, we're getting about 24. That'll bring us up to 30. Our next diamond will bring us... Ooh, it'll be a bit close about whether we make this next rent payment now, to be honest. A good hit on this bronze arrow definitely help us. That brought us up to 30. Skip this. Probably should have taken one of those 2s. And okay, we have 2 spins and we need to get how much? 60 per spin. There's another cultist. Okay, 636. Okay, yeah, we should definitely make the next rent. I'll take that milk and I shall remove probably this diamond. Yeah, we're not going suits. Okay, and the cat drank it, so we're doing pretty good. We're getting about 30 odd per spin. 225 with 22 left over. 300 now due in 7 spins. If we get 30 per spin, we won't make the next rent payment. If we get 40 per spin, we will. So hopefully we get 40. I'll take a target and I'll take 50s. I'll take 50s, and now, well, I've just removed the diamond, which is a bit annoying, but never know. Maybe. Okay, 48. That'll definitely help out a lot with our earning potential. I don't want another mouse. Let's re-roll. Don't want anything here. Big earn isn't the worst, but let's see if we can get something better. We don't have a key. We don't have a coin. We don't want a chicken. Unfortunately, that didn't help us very much. So we get 38 on a normal spin. Doesn't have any arrows doing anything good, so should definitely make the next rent payment. And I'll take a cheese for the mouse. Let's remove this cherry, I guess. We definitely want all our diamonds rolling in all the time. 37 on that spin. Skip this. We do have a monkey. I feel like I've passed up some coconuts. I've forgotten completely I have a monkey. Do we have a toddler? We don't, so we'll skip these. We still need to look at our scaling. Diamonds are great, but they're not going to scale enough for us. We could make 50 our scaling. I think we will. We have quite a lot of removal tokens because we are playing on the first floor, so I think we can afford to pivot our deck a little bit. Okay, and we're 1 short. Oh wow, I was sure we were going to make it. That's frustrating. We would have gotten a new diamond. Very frustrating. Let's give it another go. Still a bit tilted by that first run. I'll take a bubble. Pretty decent early on. Don't want any of the other 2. I'll take a key. Again, mostly because I don't want any of the other 2. Key has at least some potential. I'll take a toddler. They're pretty good in the early game. Milk is pretty good. And we made the 25 rent payment with 8 left over. 50 now due in 5 spins. I'll take a target. Just worth 2 on average and 50. Okay, perfect. So we're going to go suits. This can be our suits run. Here, let's take a mouse. Just need to survive long enough to get the suits rolling in. We'll take another milk. Okay, we'll don't want any of these. Can I afford to skip? I'll take a hooligan. I don't mind having one of them. And I'll take a dwarf. So we now have pretty much all of the eaters, which isn't a great spot to be in. We made the 50 rent payment with 19 left over. 100 now due in 6 spins. Can I afford either of these? Hexa hoarding. I can probably afford a hexa hoarding. And let's take a lunchbox. Okay, what's worth the most? This is worth 10 to me. This is worth 15. And this is worth 15. That's great. That should definitely make us... That'll give us a nice buffer of cash so we can afford to be a bit more picky about our symbols. Let's take a coal. Okay, we could take a second key, I guess. It's not the best choice, but it's not too bad. Let's take a 3-sided dice. Worth 2 on average, which is still decent enough at this stage. Don't want a hustling capsule, don't want any of them. And we could take a shiny pebble, but don't particularly want to. Let's skip it. Okay, we made 35. We made the 100 rent payment with 73 left over. We're in a great spot now for our next rent payment. We need to keep it. Another clubs is good, and Kyle the Cormor would make shiny pebbles a lot better. Would it make Maury the Rabbit though makes Rabbit Fluff and Rabbits a lot better, so let's take that. Bit more potential. Let's we do have a toddler, so let's take a present. Should get to it eventually in the next 12 turns, I think. Can we afford to take another coal? I think we can. Okay, can't take a lucky capsule. Let's take a milk. Okay, we don't want another cat. We could reroll, hope for something better. We didn't get it. That's a bit sad. And let's take a lockbox and finally try and get rid of some of these keys. We made the 150 rent payment, only 36 left over, so we didn't scale fantastically that time. I'll take another diamond, and black suits is good. How's our inventory doing? We have 1 black suits and 1 diamond, okay. And 21 symbols. Let's get rid of the flower. We're not going to be doing any flower stuff on this run. Okay, if we survive the next rent payment, 6 turns to get about 150, so we need about 25 per turn. I'll take a white stone. Oh yeah, 44, we're doing great so far. I'll take a shiny pebble because that's not now worth 2, so let's not take it. Maybe I should take it just to just bring uncommons. Another diamond is great though. Okay, that's sage. Yep, that's worth. We do have 1 hex, so I'll take the witch. Occasionally it'll just be worth an extra 3. 31 on that turn. I don't want a buffing capsule. Okay, we should definitely make the next rent payment. Yep. So we could take a bar of soap, but I don't think we need to. We were offered a few cultists there actually. We could have maybe pivoted into cultists if we had the benefit of seeing ahead. We made the 225 rent payment with 35 left over, so we did scale exactly as much as rent. 300 now due in 7 spins. Let's see if we can pick up something better. Don't want a hex of thievery. I don't want. Could take a coconut. Don't particularly want it though. Chemical 7 could take that. Hex of destruction. Just take a void creature, not the best. I could take Cursed Katana. We'd need 2. Not great. Let's take a small symbol bomb. Let's pick up a beer and let's pick up. And that's it. Okay, picked up 1 beer for that. It's not fantastic. Okay, we should have our diamonds coming in soon though. They'll definitely give us a nice boost. Let's take a present. How many symbols do we have? 20. Okay, what are we getting on this turn? 32, that's not too bad. If we get 30 per turn, we won't make rent actually. I'll take a lockbox because we do have a key. Let's get rid of this pearl. We still have this present. Well, I suppose we've only had it for 2 spins. Let's take another present and let's get rid of... Is there anything else that gives 1? Cats aren't great. Let's get rid of this kind first. They have less synergies than the cats. Okay, we made 48 on that turn. That'll definitely help a lot. I'll take a bubble just to fill up some empties. Toddler took out 2 things there. That's great. And I don't want any of these. Yeah, okay, so we should make the next rent payment, but we're not scaling fantastically. We could do it some more black suits. That'd help a lot. And here, okay, let's take a shiny pebble. Probably should have taken some shiny pebbles earlier on. 300, we made that with 26 left over. Not doing fantastic. Let's pick up a treasure chest. And let's pick up a fish tank, I guess. Tax evasion would also have been okay. Yeah, we're getting about 34 per turn. Let's take a void fruit. This diamond will help a lot. 40 per turn. 6 by 40 is 200 and... Well, that's not too bad actually. If we get 40 per turn, we will make rent. We should make rent. Let's take a bronze arrow. That's great. Hit the target straight away. It's not too bad. 64 on that turn. That'll definitely help a lot. I can still take beers as I still have all these eaters. That's one of the problems. My average is so low, but 73 on that turn. Haven't been offered anything decent in a while. I guess I could just pick up a plum just to fill up space, which I will. Just give me an extra 2. Knock me over to 45. Here, I don't want any of these. Oh, I have a hooligan, so I'll pick up a big urn. Actually, that'd be great with the witches. Good thing I remembered I had a hooligan there. 350, we made that with 56 left over. 425 now due in 8 spins. We're not doing too bad. I'll take a spirit. And here I will take... Is there anything here I want? No, not particularly. Fish, maybe. Let's take time machine. Might help us. We have 21. Let's remove this cherry. Okay, the witch has to end up next to the spirits at least once, right? We've loads of them. Don't want the Hex of Destruction. I could take a milk. In fact, I will. Okay, there's the witch ended up next to one spirit. And we got 60 that turn. A few turns of that, we're doing well. I'll take another diamond. Really, we want black ones, but anything will do. 54, let's re-roll. Let's re-roll for something better. Another big urn is pretty decent. 46, we have 4 spins. We need about, okay, we need about 50 per spin. Just under 50 per spin, but I'll aim for 50. Okay, 59, that will work. Lucky Capsule would have been great here. We have to pick up something. So, Hexa Hoarding. Okay, how do we do? 59, doing pretty well. I have Goldfish Bowl, so let's pick up a goldfish. 63, yeah, we're not doing too bad. We could pick up a coconut because we do have a monkey. Let's pick up a coconut. Let's remove something that's not great, like the cats. I think the cats have run their course. They do work with witches, I guess, so they're not too bad. The mouse, let's take out the mouse and let's take out the dwarf. Okay. 59. We made the 425 rent payment with 83 left over. 575 now due in 9 spins. Cow would have been decent if we hadn't have gotten rid of the mouse. Capsule machine is completely useless on this run. And or this is pretty useless. Let's take the lemon. Occasionally just give us an extra 1, like here. Okay, we got 70 on that spin. That's great. We'll pick up. How's our inventory doing? We do have an empty space. Do we want a guaranteed 1 per spin? It's probably better. As long as we survive an extra like 20 or 30 spins. And I don't want any of these. Let's skip. Okay, 48. We'll take a chemical 7. 1 more black suits would make this so much safer. Skip all this. 65 per spin. We're getting about, oh yeah, 60, 70 per spin. We're not doing too bad. Don't want another hooligan. Don't want a, well, do I want a Hex of Emptiness? Probably not, no. Wonder what happens with Hex of Emptiness and Hex of Hoarding. Oh, I do know this actually. The one that goes off first takes priority, I think. Do we have a mouse? No, we got rid of our mouse. Let's skip this. Okay, 51, that wasn't a great one. We're actually not super close and we have to take something that's really annoying. I'll take a ninja, I guess. 50, we just made the rent payment, 575 rent payment with 7 left over. We definitely need some kind of scaling. Card Shark is great. And Red Suits is also great. Red Suits is really good for us. Yeah, we've way more reds. That should definitely help out a lot. Yeah, 24. And we're now up to 90. Another heart is brilliant. Key would also have been pretty good. Let's get rid of, at this stage, we'll get rid of the toddler, I think. Or the cherry. The cherry would also have been worth it to get rid of. That would be my next symbol. 93, yeah, no, we've won this. Let's get rid of the key. Okay, so we have definitely not picked up a capsule yet. So we're currently in the winning for winning. All we have to do is not pick capsules. Okay. All we have to do is survive the rest of the run without picking up a capsule. I will pick up an urn though, and let's get rid of, where is that other thing I said, the cherry? 53 from the, what was it, golden chest. That's fantastic. 20 from that. 100. I don't want any of these. Let's skip. $22. We could probably just skip everything, to be honest. That will be the safest way of playing this. Just skip everything. Assume that by this stage we've already won the game, and just skip everything, which is what I'd pretty much do. Unless it's suits related. Oh, we have to get something. I don't want any of these. Don't want any of these. Eldritch creature. Ooh, interesting. Yeah, sure. Take the witch. Take the hex. This stage, I'm happy enough with both that. Okay, made the 625 rent payment with 255 left over. We're definitely pulling away. 675 now due in 10 spins. We could get an omelette, could get a emerald. Do we want any of them? Doesn't really matter which one we get. Could get a pair. Let's get a pair. And let's pick up Grave Robber is pretty decent. Actually with the Witch, 4-leaf Clover would probably have been better. I was thinking with Grave Robber we can get rid of the Hooligan. But now that the Witch is gone, Spirits are only really worth 4. Okay, so skip. Alright, our pair is now worth something. Chemical 7 is okay. Hexa Hoarding has now gone, so we won't be forced to take a symbol we don't want anymore. Goldfish is decent for the bowl, let's not forget we have that. Okay, do we want lockpick? No, not really. We just want to skip things. I keep saying that to myself. Now I see a bunch of symbols and I'm like, should I take this one? And do not take the reroll capsule. Oh, excellent. That pair is now worth 3. And just skip this as well. It's pretty decent. 32. The way that the card sharks interact, I'll take a hexatedium. The way that the card sharks interact to making these wildcards, and then after it takes the biggest number around it, the wildcards then get doubled. It's just brilliant. We also have to get rid of this coconut at some stage. Yeah, that can get broken really quickly. There's a removal capsule which we won't be taking. Just have to reiterate this so every time I see it, so I just remember it. And we made the 675 rent payment with 565 left over. 777 now due in 10 spins. This will be, actually we have a pair, so I'll take this. And Ancient Lizard Blade will probably not give us very much. Just take Maxwell the Bear. Okay, we have 20 symbols. That's grand. Could get rid of the Hooligan, in fact I probably will. I'll take a Spades and I'll get rid of the Hooligan. I'm just gonna, yeah, okay. Just gonna hit skip. Unless something really good comes along, we'll just hit skip. Skip. We've already won the game. We have over 777 rent, so skip everything from now on. I'm not making, you know what they say, if you don't learn from your mistakes. I am gonna learn from my last one. Well, the second time I did it. I didn't learn from it the first time, but learn from it the second time. Just skip everything. Not even looking at the symbols that were offered. Just gonna skip them. The game ain't gonna catch me out this way again. No, no it isn't. Ah, 156, yeah, we're well ahead. 37-minute episode. Two long runs and a medium run. I think this is one of the longest episodes I've actually produced in a while. Usually my episodes, I like to keep them around 20 minutes, sometimes up to 30 minutes if something goes wrong really late. Might go up to 30 minutes, but yeah, I haven't done one 37 minutes in a long time. But we did make the last rent payment, 982 left over. So as far as this challenge goes, it's just make sure that I didn't accidentally click something. No, so we have won this challenge. As far as this challenge goes, it's not particularly difficult. The lack of not being able to pick on rare, like not hitting the rare capsule occasionally will make your run a bit more difficult, but yeah, and the lack of removals, that's probably the biggest problem. Doing this challenge on floor 1 isn't too much of a problem because floor 1 gives you loads of removals and rerolls. Doing the challenge on floor 9, the lack of removals would definitely hamper you a lot more. So, but an interesting challenge, definitely one of the easier ones I've done, and hope you guys enjoyed it anyway. Bit of a disappointment in the first run, purely my own fault, but luckily we managed to redeem ourselves and still managed to win the challenge. Bit of a longer episode, but sure, what can you do? Hope you guys liked the video. If you did, give us a like, comment down below, let me know what you thought, and if you give the challenge a try, let me know how you did, and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Until next time guys, take care of yourselves and cheers for now.